So Samoa Joe comes to the ring to do a promo, and not only are they chanting Joe, Joe, what there is of him there, but they're big cheers when he speaks. And again, this is not the fault of the heels. It's the fault of the booking and the bland, blasé, shitty, baggy baby faces. And so Joe and Swerve, as we know, they're just as popular as can be. And as soon as Joe swears that anybody that faces him is going to be dealt with like Hook was last week, they play Hook music. And out he comes and he speaks in an awkwardly, he looked like he was holding a microphone. Like, remember I said when I had that staph infection, that big lump under my armpit on the angle with Wrestling 2 and Magnum TA? He had the microphone up way up over his elbow, was up in the sky. And he said, last week, you won, I lost. And then they shake hands and Hook.
Me, Hook. You, Joe.
Well, yeah, it was like Cheetah trying to pull Tarzan into a hug, because when Hook tried to pull him in, really, Joe's gravitational pull pulled Hook in. And Hook says to Joe, I don't know when or where, but I will see you again. And from the crowd, there was a cacophony of nothing, no reaction. And Joe said, I bet you will. Now, security, get this unworthy bum out of my ring. And Joe actually gets out of the ring for Hook. And they have three obvious indie wrestlers come in and take Hook's suplexes. And then so he can leave. And Joe just goes to the desk and sits down for color. This was somebody's idea.
I forgot about the ending there.
Yes. It was somebody's idea. Well, we got to do something for Hook because he lost. What the fuck? It's the world champion in the goddamn ring. And he doesn't need to be given a warning by, again, an upcoming young preliminary fellow, and then step out of the ring while the guy, obviously there are tomato cans being thrown at him so he can give these people these moves. It was so phony. It didn't do anybody any good.
It was surprisingly amateur and bad, considering Joe was involved. But again, what can you do when, what was the purpose of it? If anyone comes out here, I'm going to deal with them like I did Hook. Well, here's Hook. All right, young man, you're a decent young man. I'll see you again, I'm sure. Now get him out of here. And then that's the end of Hook. It was puzzling.
To be fair, Joe, if this was what they all had to do, Joe was as good at whatever he did as you could be. But yeah, they're afraid to damage any of the talent's feelings, apparently. So they want to give them a.
There was a run on concessions. All 12 people went during this segment.